Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ifander Vincensio, in the Aerospace Communication and Business Institute Indonesia, student under the supervision of Mr. Charles Bonar Sirait as my mentor and lecturer. I'm here today to talk to you about climate change issue that is very important for the sustainable world. I would like to present the sustainable issues include climate change in Indonesia, and apart from importance of sustainable world issues. Let's talk about climate change. People are calling it the crisis of our time, and it is. But it's easy to get lost in the story. The science is dense, and politics get in the way. World leaders are meeting in Madrid to talk about climate crisis and how to slow it down. And they are under pressure from millions of people the world calling for concrete action. The empty promise, the same, and the inaction is the same. So what exactly are we doing wrong, and how do we fix? Okay, what is climate change? We are going to kick this off with some basic science. Look at this graph. These are the level of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere over hundreds of thousands of years. But the spike in carbon dioxide at the very end not took off during this Industrial Revolution. We start breaking CO2 records in 1950, and we haven't stopped since. Why? Well, scientists, there is a 95% chance that human activity is the cause. We have burning more and more fossil fuels like oil and coal, which release CO2 to power our homes, factories, and airplanes and cars. There's also a lot more of us. The global population has tripled in the past 70 years, and we are consuming more products from animals that release another pollutant called methane. So all those gases are in the air, and when sunlight gets into the air, a small bit, some of the heat gets trapped, and the planet gets warmer. That's why they call it the greenhouse effect. But the concern is not the Earth getting warmer. It's actually the warmest temperature on Earth since the last ice age since 10,000 years ago. The UN says that right now our world is about 1 degree hotter than pre-industrial time. That's around the year 1800, which is okay. In effect, the UN said if we warm by be fine. The UN said even 2 degrees would probably be alright. But again, the problem is speed, because right now we are on track to hit 1.5 degrees in only 10 years. And if we don't slow that warming down, it could mean catastrophe within my lifetime and maybe yours too. And we are already getting taste. Climate change is here. Climate change is happening. We are well into 6 mass inaction even. Europe is currently colder than the Arctic. More than 1,000 people being rescued just in the early morning of Sunday. Millions of people are likely to suffer worsening food and water shortages. The drought that's now it's 10 years is a phenomenon that's here to stay. We have never seen a year worth of rain less than 7 days. Sea level are rising about 3 millimeters a year because seawater expand as temperatures get warmer. Melting ice sheets and glaciers also add trillions of tons fresh water into our ocean. People around the world are already losing their homes, and if things carry on, millions more of us will have to pack to up. Entire coastal cities could be underwater within 80 years, like Miami in the US or Osaka in Japan. Entire island nation in the Pacific could completely disappear. Natural disaster becoming more and more intense, more frequent with devastating consequences. The dramatic impact of drought with devastating consequences. The dramatic impact of drought in different parts of the world. All of this creating a situation that is real threat to humankind, and we are not doing enough. If 90% doctors said to you, take this medicine or you will get really sick and probably die, you would take it. Who wouldn't take it? The problem is at the moment we don't have any medicine now. There's a plan to slow this down. Back in 2016, world leaders signed this so-called Paris Agreement, and the big pledge to cap temperature rising by 1.5 degrees, maximum of 2 before this year 2010. So countries are set their own targets on how much CO2 they emit. But here's the thing, 3 years after the agreement, global CO2 levels are still going up. CO2 emissions have been going up the last year by 2%, so that's actually above this average of the last 10 years. So it starts to increase again. And it doesn't look too good. In some ways, we are going backwards. The United States will case all implementation of the non-binding accord and the draconian financial and economic burdens the agreement imposes on our country. The US, one of the world's biggest policy polluter, has pulled off the Paris Agreement. Russia and China are accused not of giving themselves ambitious target in the first place. Turkey and Poland want to build more power plants at the US core. And then there's the safety. It's a political decision. Thus, it's man-made global warming. We force the computer models to say, aha, human influence, CO2 and other stuff. The ground-based temperature data has been measured to show an increase, but the satellite data shows not increase. On the other hand, the positive momentum, more awareness, and some countries are making progress. India, Morocco, and the Gambia have massive renewable energy. There are different countries doing different things. Really successfully, some countries are. For example, making all public transport free in the cities. What a great way to encourage people out of their cars. But experts say what's needed now is an even bigger world business, and as usually has got to change in the world. To combat that, we have the growth on an infinity plan, and everyone can do by shifting renewable energy, reducing the use of cars, use trains, more cycle, more eat less, meat consumption, a bit more careful. Okay, this is enough from me. Thank you for attention. Goodbye.